Pressure exerted by a gas is inversely proportional to the volume. Pressure inversely proportional with the volume, as long as the temperature stays the same. So pressure inversely proportional to the volume. What do I have to write? Every time I'm told something like this, something has to trigger in my mind and do what? And write what? That means that P equals K divided by V. This is the inverse relationship. Good. Now, if a gas exerts a pressure of 1,250 pounds, 150 pounds, per square inch, when the volume is 2 cubic feet, why is this information given to us? Why is the information given to us? Of course, yes. Very good. K divided by 2. So cross multiply. Now we know proportions. So this is 250 with another 0. 2,500. I have to go back and put it back in the equation. So the formula is really this. And now I can read on, and the question says, find the volume when the pressure is 800 pounds per square inch. So find the volume when the pressure is 800 pounds per square inch. How do I find the volume? What type of equation is this? The unknown is V. How do I solve that? So I write 800 equals 2,500 divided by V, and this is a proportion. Cross multiply. So 800V equals 2,500, or you can say multiply both sides by V. I don't really like the idea of saying multiplying by a variable, but as long as the variable is not 0, I'm fine. And it's not 0. I will divide both sides by 800. So I get 25 divided by 8 cubic inches. I'm sorry, cubic feet. So yes, of course, I can write it as a decimal. So 3.125 cubic feet. Good question. Next question. Is this clear? Is that okay? Perfect. So the three relationships are these. Y equals K times X, that's direct. Y equals K divided by X, that's inverse. And joined is K, X, Z. So 3 variables minimum, Y, X, and Z. And K is the constant. Good. Next topic. One more time, you will greatly increase your chances of getting a good grade on the final if you redo all tests with solutions at least 3 times. And if you don't get something, you don't understand something, go back to the section or to the lecture notes and make sure you understand it. Anything else?
Oh, what about in chapter 4, like, okay, so you know the 3 methods of solving linear systems.
Yes, let's go back to chapter 4.
So maybe we'll substitution.
Elimination, sure. Is there a particular problem you have in mind, or should I choose one? Or
I'll just choose
a word problem or a system?
a system.
A system, very good. Good idea. At the end of chapter 4, let's look at a system like, for example, 27 on page 302. And that is 3/4 x plus 2/3 y equals 2. And x plus y divided by 3 equals 6. At least one thing you learned in this class, which is not be afraid of fractions. Agreed?
Agreed.
Good. So I'm not afraid of fractions, and I will multiply both sides by and both sides by.
12.
Good. Excellent. So when I multiply 3/4 by 12/1, what do I get? Write it down. 3/4 times 12/1, and you'll give me the answer. 9x plus 2/3 times 12/1.
8.
Very good. 8y. And 2 times 12 is 24. Good. Second one. Of course, 3x plus, very good, equals 18. Excellent. And now let's make a decision. We want to eliminate, we want to use substitution, and if we want to eliminate, which I highly recommend, which variable we want to eliminate? You want to eliminate x. In that case, you will multiply the second equation both sides by?
Negative.
Excellent. So then 9x plus 8y equals 24, and negative 9x, negative 3y equals negative 54. Now x per plan, as pre-planned, x is gone. So then I have 5y equals negative 30. How much is y? Very good. Is this good? Yes, but it's not good enough. I have to go now somewhere and determine x. So I'm going to go here. I'm going to replace this by negative 6. So then I have 3x minus 6 equals 18. And I have 3x equals 24, so x equals 8. I claim that the solution is 8, negative 6. However, I don't trust it, and I go back to the original problem, and I'm going to copy the original problem right here and check. 3/4 x plus 2/3 y equals 2. x plus y divided by 3 equals 6. So I replace x by 8 everywhere, and I replace y by -6 everywhere. So 3 over 4 times 8 over 1, I simplify, and I get 6, plus 2 over 3, I simplify, and I get -4. 6 minus 4 is 2, yes, it is. I'm checking the second one. And I have 8. -6 divided by 3 is -2, minus 2 is 6, yes. So I know that this is the solution and no one can find another. And if you remember, systems of two linear equations can have 3 possibilities. This is the one with one unique solution, in other words. The second one is absolutely none. And the third possibility is all. Such a system cannot have 2 solutions. It can have one or all of them. Infinitely many. Good. Good pick. Next topic, next question, anything.
Can we do some word problems?
Yes.
Okay. 4 out of 5.
Yes, of course. Mixture problem.
Yes.
Mixture problem. Very good. So let's look at 4.5 and choose a mixture problem. Good idea. Problem 16 on page 304. Okay. Find the amount of a 12% saline solution a lab assistant should add to 80 cubic centimeters of a 22% saline solution in order to have a 16% saline solution. Find the amount of a 12% saline solution a lab assistant should add to 80 cubic centimeters of a 22 saline solution to have a 16% saline solution. Ready? Well, how many variables we have here? Unfortunately, although this is a problem in this chapter and section, well, there is only one variable, because this must be x plus 80, right? So how many cubic centimeters of 12% should I add to this, which is 22% at 80 cubic centimeters, to get a 16%? And when I add x to 80, it has to be x plus 80. So I will only have, in this case, one equation. So can anyone give us the equation that we have to write and solve? And then we'll find another one with two variables. Okay, so 0.12 times x plus 0.22 times 80 equals 0.16 times x plus 80. Right? So what does this represent? Cubic centimeters of pure salt. Saline solution, but not solution, but just the salt. This one is 0.22 times 80, which is cubic centimeters of pure salt. And this one is 0.16 of this quantity, which is cubic centimeters of pure substance. So I will have to distribute 0.12x plus, I have to multiply. So what do I get? This is 2.6 and 1, 17. Okay, equals 0.16x plus I will bring this here and this here, and then this is negative 0.04x equals negative, and what do I get? And 2 from 6 is 4. I will check in a minute, of course. If I have an error in there, we'll verify in a moment. So x equals 4.8 divided by 0.04. I will multiply top and bottom by 100. And I get a 120 cubic centimeters. So x equals 120 cubic centimeters. Written like this or written like this is the same thing. Of course, I don't trust it till I check. So I'm checking now. 0.12 multiplied by 120 plus 0.22 multiplied by 80. Does this equal 0.16 multiplied by 120 times plus 80 is 200? I'll see in a moment if it does. 0.12 times 120 plus 0.22 times 80. Does this equal 0.16 times 200? Yes, it does. So the lab assistant has to add 120 cubic centimeters of saline solution with a concentration 12% to make that work. At the very end, to get 200 cubic centimeters of 16% solution, saline solution. Good, very good pick. Next question, next topic, anything else?
There's no multiple choice in the library.
No.
And then we can make the extra credit. Is there extra credit on?
Yes. Good. Next topic. Next question.
Quadratic functions like f of x equals ax, like graphing vertex x.
Sure. Sure. You want me to choose one?
Yeah,
You have one in mind?
I don't have one.
Okay. So let's say f of x equals negative 2 x minus 1 squared plus 4. And question number 1, what is the shape?
Down.
Yes. A equals negative 2, therefore has a maximum. 2. Very good. What is the vertex?
The negative b over 2a
There is no need. When it's like that, we have a different form.
over 1 comma
1 comma 4 indeed. 3. X-intercepts. But the question is, do they exist? I don't want to waste my time. Do the x-intercepts for this function exist? Or not?
Yeah.
Yes, because it opens downward, and the maximum is how much?
1.
That is where the maximum is. The maximum is the y value. The maximum is never the x value. The x value tells me where the maximum can be found. So what is the maximum value? 4. Because the maximum value is 4 and it opens downward, the x-intercepts exist. Very good. How do I find them? I have to set y equal to 0, which means negative 2 x minus 1 squared plus 4 equals 0. How do I solve this equation?
Look forward to those.
Yes,
Look forward
negative 2 x minus 1 squared equals negative 4. And then,
to -2.
yes, and I have x minus 1 squared equals 2.
Square root.
Yes, that's the best thing to do. So x minus 1 equals plus or minus the square root of 2, or x equals 1 plus or minus the square root of 2. They're not nice numbers. I have to approximate. The square root of 2 is 1.41. So then one is 2.41, and the other one is 1 minus 1.41, negative 0.41.
Did you do that in your head?
It's only because I know that it's the square root of 2 is 1.41. So 1 plus 1.41 is 2.41, and 1 minus 1.41 is negative 0.41. No, I did not.
I was about to say.
No, but after you use this, you have to present this so many times, the square root of 2 comes of kind of second nature. It's 1.41 roughly. Okay. So then the two ordered pairs will be 2.41, comma 0, and negative 0.41, comma 0. Step 4, the y-intercept. How do I determine the y-intercept for any function? Yes, so f of 0. So I have 0 minus 1 is negative 1, negative 1 squared is 1. 1 times negative 2 is negative 2, and negative 2 plus 4 is 2. Very good. So 0, comma 2. And 5 and 6 are just words. 5 is the axis of symmetry, which I have to graph. It's not part of the graph, but I have to graph it. So what will be the axis of symmetry? X equals 1. Axis of symmetry has to be a vertical line. X equals 1, axis of symmetry. And what is the maximum value of this function? Very good. Can anyone give us the range of this function? We haven't even graphed it, but we already have it in our brains now.
4 to 10
So it has a maximum,
to negative, 4 to negative.
but we read from the bottom up.
Oh,
For the
negative.
y values, we read from bottom up. So the range is negative infinity to 4. Very good. So now let's graph. So I plot 1, 4 first. 1, 2, 3, 4 right here. I continue with the axis of symmetry, which is x equals 1. And 0, 2 is the y-intercept. 2, 1, 2, 4. Okay, so right here and right here. So this is the graph. I'm trying to make it as smooth as the vertex as possible, and as symmetric as possible, and I write f of x equals negative 2 x minus 1 squared plus 4. Good. Next topic. Very good pick. Anything else?
What about going all to the beginning, compounds?
Inequalities with or and and.
Right.
Very good. Good pick. Let's do that. So let's say I have 2x minus 3 less than or equal to 4. Let's say or negative x plus 4 less than or equal to 2. I will solve the first inequality, adding 3 to both sides and dividing by 2. So x is less than or equal to 7/2, and that's done. Here I subtract 4 from both sides. I get negative x less than or equal to negative 2, and then x greater than or equal to 2. And that is done. Any questions so far? These are the simple inequalities from a long time ago. Okay, so now I'm going to look at the real line or number line. Present x less than or equal to 7/2. As you remember, I don't care for units as long as they are in the correct order. The numbers are in correct order. And the other one is greater than or equal to 2. 7/2 is 3.7/2 is 3.5, right? Greater than or equal to 2 means here. And now I have to decide what I have to perform. And the question is asking us to perform the union, which is or. So you have the pink set or interval, and I have the blue set or the interval. What can we share together? Not what we have in common. We're in a partnership. This is our team. You bring the pink, and I bring the blue. Not the common territory. Not what we have in common. What do we share and what we can use together? We can share everything and use everything. Because you bring the pink and I bring the blue. It's all ours. But the question for the and would have been the intersection. What we have in common. Not what we can use as a partnership, but what we have in common. It would have been 2, 7/2. Yep, I agree with that. Very good. Anything else? Anything else?